Good morning, goeiemôre. Mawene, namaste, shalom. It is just a minute before past. I'm trying to get on. Goeiemôre aan almal wat vanoggend by my kan aansluit oor 'n baie ernstige saak, 'n gesprek wat ons gaan hê vandag. Ek weet dit is Maandag. I know it's Monday. But since Friday, this has been coming. This debate we are going to have today has really kept me very upset, very awake, annoyed, and frankly very cross and agitated. Hierdie gesprek kom nou al van Vrydag, waar ek oor die hele naweek gewerk het vir die UIM tussen die mense, maar wou hierdie ding met julle debatteer, ek kon nie langer wag nie. So jy moet my maar verskoon. Maandag is nie my gewone tyd nie. Vrydag is en dit gaan nog steeds wees. Maar hierdie ding wat ek vandag met u gaan praat, kon nie langer wag nie. My apology for the short notice this morning. My normal time slot Friday 10 o'clock will not disappear. But I could not wait 1 minute longer since last week to make this announcement, this debate, this statement. Because of the hundreds of messages, if not thousands, asking me, what am I and the UIM going to do about this man whom everybody speaks of, most in a negative form, but no action. And this is what I'm going to publicly address today, like I addressed it on Saturday afternoon on a public media platform. Dit is tyd dat ons reguit met mekaar praat, soos gewoonlik net die waarheid, dat u die mense kan besluit, wat moet ons doen? Maar hierdie saak los ons nie. Hierdie kom nou al vir jare, en die waarheid moet uitkom. Ek gaan nie kwaad raak nie. Ek het klaar kwaad geraak, toe ek gesien het, wat ek gesien het. Ek gaan kalm, feitelik, met u praat vandag vir die volgende halfuur of so. Wil jy moet asseblief hierdie video so wyd en suid stuur as wat jy kan. My span gaan probeer om klein TikTok notes te maak op gedeeltes wat vir my belangrik is. I will be switching between my languages, I'm sorry, so that all parties can get this message. And it is a clear message. And a truthful message from my heart. This message is half directed to Mr. Julius Malema, President of the EFF, Member of Parliament, jokingly member of the Judiciary Portfolio Committee, interviewer of judges, ex-president of the Youth League of the ANC, and a so-called honorable member. This is a message for you. The other half of this message is a combination to the President of the Republic, Cyril Ramaphosa, the Minister of Police, the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of State Security. This is a message for you. In the past 3 weeks, I am shocked and livid on the factual speech made by Julius Malema, not in private, but in public, at the 3rd annual conference of the EFF in the Western Cape, on a platform in a hall with members of the EFF, its new leadership, and definitely with media present, cameras rolling. If you don't know by now what this man did, what he said, but more importantly, what he did not say, let me highlight just a couple of points. That is not only treacherous, treasonous, incitement of violence, calling for assault and battery, and war. I've had 5 days to think, write down on paper, and analyze his video. Therefore, what I'm about to tell you cannot be doubted, cannot be re-scrutinized or debated as non-fact. There must be today a line drawn in the sand, a line of justice, a line of a huge commitment to peace, a call for stability, but a request of protection either by state or by civil society. We want peace. Ons soek vrede. We've done nothing but since 1994 in this country to seek peace. The different races, white, black, colored, and Indian, the majority, drank the Kool-Aid and Oros given to us, and specifically a man like me, of a rainbow nation. A country where we could stay together irrespective of our race, our color, our creed. We listened to Mandela and we saw de Klerk disappear. We formed a constitution. We had Codesa. We had no civil war. I make it clear, South Africa did not go through a civil war for peace. It's a fact that we went into a so-called negotiated settlement. The National Party leadership surrendered, gave away the country on behalf of the country to form a new state, one which was given a promise of peace, stability, prosperity, hope, and a non-racial society where the past will be the past but never forgotten for the future. This is a fact, that is 'n feit voor God. Ons het daai beloftes ingesluk soos koeldrank. Soet water in 'n woestyn. Ek ook. En daarom het ek beklei vir dit. 30 jaar later is ons weer terug. Is ons weer verby die reënboognasie se kleure en is rasisme weer nommer 1 op elke lip in hierdie land. 30 years later, a young little man who was at school and in the school benches, irrespective of his so-called revolt, his classification with pen and lineage in the struggle when he was wearing a school tie and blazer, if at all. You see, when the real fighting was happening, Julius Malema, not at a fault of his own, was but a child, eating chappies and getting knowledge from inside. Men like me and so many others, be it black and white, were fighting not with tires, placards, and toy, but fighting with guns, cannons, ammunition, and blood. Both sides. MK, APLA, SADF. This is a fact. I say this because you will find that most of the white population over 50 in this country, factually, were soldiers. Many members of Umkhonto we Sizwe, unbeknownst to many, were trained in conventional warfare overseas. What am I saying? These are people that were in war. I make a very clear statement as I begin, that only people that were in real war never want war again. We who have seen the outcomes in Sierra Leone, the DRC, the CAR, Mozambique, Angola, and many others, even in Mogadishu, in Somalia, will tell you what war looks like. This is not a child's thing. Hierdie is nie dinge van 'n kind nie. War, be it civil, foreign or domestic, changes a country. Julius. We are not talking about stone throwing, battling and beating each other with fists here. No, sir, that is not what you called for 3 weeks ago in public. This is what you said. Verbatim. And if you don't know what that means, verbatim, it means word for word. You said that if you are an EFF member, you are a revolutionary. And if you are that, then you must kill. Kill. In Afrikaans, as jy 'n lid is van die EFF, as jy 'n revolusionêre mens. En dan moet jy moor. Moor. Vermoor. Dit is wat hy gesê het. You said that killing is a good thing. Jy het gesê dat moord is 'n goeie ding. You said that at Brackenfell your leadership failed because they did not deal with the white people that were mooring you. In specific, a young man whom was arrested for assault. Funny, the only one. And you made it a race thing. You see, Mr. Malema, let's stop at Brackenfell, where you have now ordered in public, on video, that your new EFF leadership in the Western Cape, whom I know, by the way, and some of them are absolutely not stupid and unwise, that they must go deal with this young man. Dat hulle moet gaan afreken. Dat jy ontsteld is dat die EFF leierskap en lede nie hierdie jong man mee gedeel het nie. En ek weet presies wat jy bedoel as jy sê hulle moet met hom gaan deel. I know exactly what you mean when you say they must deal with him. You say that you will come to court as many times necessary. If a white man beated you, you will deal with him and then come to court. That's interesting, Mr. Malema. That's very interesting. It seems you don't fear court. Now, is the reason why you don't fear court and that you blatantly can ask for the incitement of violence? And in the last statement, I quote you, you say that the EFF will take power in this country by all means necessary. What do you mean? You see, if my uncle said that, I would doubt what he means. But I know what you mean. What you're saying, but you're not saying it. You're intimating it. You're not calling for war. You're not calling for the incitement of violence. You are not calling for an absolute insurrection. You're hinting to it. Evidence will show collectively. That's what you said. You are saying on record, in public, that you will take this country, you will rule it through revolution, via peace or war. That is the only thing we can understand from how you said it, Mr. Malema. We are not stupid. Inkosa, mina iyiko, usile. You said that by all means necessary. And you intimated before that killing, violence and revolution. So sorry, the only deduction we can make is that you want to perform a coup d'etat in this country. You see, Mr. Malema, you are physically getting away with murder. You are. Someone is letting you get away with the murder of a state, a murder of a race, and a murder of people. Yes, I can say it. How can I say it? Well, Mr. Malema, when you go on a stage and you say that white people, not Afrikaners, not Boere, white people, that means Portuguese white, Greek white, Italian white, Afrikaner white, Jewish white. There I must give you credit, you didn't discriminate who to kill. You see, Mr. Malema, what I don't understand, and I'm not writing you a letter like the DA. If state security by now have not heard about what you said, have not acted Something's wrong. Because every single court case that you have been into, you have been found not guilty. You were charged of assault on a police colonel. Even under video evidence where you shove and push that man, when in this country, this is assault. This is assault common. You didn't do this to the police colonel at Winnie's funeral. You pushed and shoved him. You went further than this. The law says this is assault. Ek kan jou moer. That's assault. You went further on video evidence. And you were found not guilty. You sing a song. It's not your song. Let me help you write, young man. Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer is not a song sung by the EFF, created by the EFF and history of the EFF. It's an ANC song. It's a struggle song. You weren't even born, man. So just the fact that you go to court and defend a song, singing it and repeating it, which was not scribed by your organization, must be hate speech. We're not stupid, man. You were found not guilty. Strike 2. Mr. Malema, you fired an automatic weapon on a stage in public. You broke a bylaw of municipality, you broke a law of the republic, and you also were in possession at that moment, in a video, in possession of a firearm which you do not carry a license. I wonder if you are going to be found guilty. Mr. Malema, you incited violence. There's a white man, sorry again, white man, funny, that was arrested at Senekal, Andre. He's serving 5 years because they charged him with incitement of violence. You see, the reason they did that was because the actions of a group of people there turned into violence. So what I said is, because you said so, they did so, it's you. That's what they said to Andre. You're doing the same. I am not. I'm asking for peace and the possibility of self-defense, which is my constitutional right, Mr. Malema. See, I'm with the law. You not. I waited for you at Brackenfell, on record on TV. You weren't there. Jy was 'n banggat. You were spineless. You incited violence. You are free. Andre is incarcerated. See, Mr. Malema, and to all the other people in law, Article 3 of this Republic's Constitution, Article 3, ja, ek's 'n geletterde mens, ek's nie stupid nie, says that we have the right of equal justice, sir. Artikel 3 van die Konstitusie sê ons het almal gemeene reg. What goes for the goose goes for the gander. But you can say what you want and nothing happens. We've had enough. Do you hear me? Hoor jy my? You are a party of violence. You are a party of destruction. You are a deconstructive entity. And it seems that no law can stop you. You have broken your oath of office many a time to uphold and upheld the Constitution of this country. You have breached it, sir. You are untouchable. You speak about murder, revolution, and violence. You are untouchable. You're untouchable. Mr. Malema, I know you. I have pictures with you. I have spent time in your presence, Julius. You are no fool. People call you stupid. They call you an idiot. Jy is alles behalwe, want ek ken jou. Jy is 'n baie straatwyse slinkse mens. Jy is alles behalwe dom, hoor. En dit maak jou gevaarlik. We must not underestimate Mr. Malema. Malema, you are cunning, street smart, but you are naked. We see you. Black, white, Indian, colored, we see you. When the looting started in Natal, you didn't go and march for peace. You decided to attack the Indian community. You attacked them in the sense of wrapping up a march and saying that the Indian community is racist. The UIM, me, I went there to protect asset, peace, and dignity. Looting was wrong. You didn't stand against it. You made it a racial matter. Senegal, you sent your troops there. Racial matter. Brackenfell, racial matter. This is the evidence against you. You see, you are nothing without your hate for the white man. Even a man like me that fought for 3 decades so that you can make the kak that you're making now, sorry. Want ek is ter dadelik te bliksem in, maar ek hou het in. I'm asking you for sanity, although you cannot. I'm asking you as a fellow South African for peace. And I'm asking you to stop threatening the people of this country, be it white, be it colored, be it Indian, or the people that will be hurt in a crossfire when you start a civil war, as you say, by all means necessary. The time, it seems, has come, Mr. President Ramaphosa. You come on TV and you talk about COVID. You talk about load shedding. You talk about the economy when you have your family meetings on a Sunday. Mr. Ramaphosa, do you know what this man has done to many? Do you know what he has said? And do you understand the feeling on the ground? You are very far divorced from the fear, the loss of hope, and the anger. Surely it is human that even a guy who I am as a liberal thinker, a truly non-racist, but that I am a white man that's being threatened again. but now threatened by a child. No white man, no white woman can today, Monday, the 25th of October, 3 days before my birthday on the 27th, can sit here after being 53 years alive and giving 30 to you to be free, can be happy today. Because it's no longer the Afrikaner, die boer, the man that you continually blame for the upset and destruction of a country after you've been in charge for 30 years, 3 decades. Now you have now threatened a race. You become a Hitler. A little dictator that ignores law, that revels up those who see you as a god. And your problem is, Mr. Malema, if you would just all talk and your followers didn't listen, we could still pallet that. But people are being murdered and slaughtered. And it seems it comes from your mouth. Those that are not intellectual enough to understand that what you say is utter rubbish, with no substance and counterproductive to what we, as the majority of South Africa, wants to do. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nothing. You will not go into a debate that I asked you 2 years ago. You will not listen to the DA's Shadow Minister of Security, who wrote you a 9-page letter where she says she's not going to lay charges against you, but she will just notify state security. She must notify state security and intelligence of a minister to do his job. The DA must write you a letter to tell you that there is a man who is a leader, who has a responsibility not to ask for violence. This man is standing there, and you have to write a letter to state security to say this man threatened revolution. By all means, you have to tell them. Jy moet vir hom sê, ja. Julle sê al vir 30 jaar baie goed op papier. Maar die moorde gaan aan. Where do we go? We cannot leave it here. Because the problem is people are listening to that man, Malema. I am not a leader of nations. I am a leader within God's realm. And God demands that we all forgive, that we do not judge. But the God I serve, which I am a son of, that read the literature in the Bible, was not just a God that hugged and kissed children. He was an almighty God of justice, where he gave David the power to fell a giant, where he allowed Samson to squash pillars to defend an enemy, where he allowed soldiers to march the 12th time encircling a city and the implosion of walls, where he gave the power to Moses to separate water and then drown a following enemy. This is a God. This is the God I believe in. A just God. Do you know him, Mr. Malema? Well, I saw a picture of you and your wife in a church, being blessed by a white pastor, where your wife accepted to be a child of God, but you were silent. Well, Mr. Malema, God welcomes all, but he doesn't like a liar, and he doesn't like a false prophet. In actual fact, you will be burnt in hell for being false and not true to God's word. Mr. Malema, we have asked publicly now for protection. Who are we? I am the president of the UIM. I am asking the police, state security and intelligence, and the Department of Justice and the President to react to what you said. In this week, I will sit with the executive of this so-called small UIM and find other solutions to solve this imminent threat against us. Because under the Constitution, we have the right of protection. Mr. Malema, hoor my. Ons trek 'n lyn. Ek trek 'n lyn. Ek wil vrede hê. But in this week, I want to know just one thing. Are you right? Are you within the law? And are you going to be allowed to continue saying what you said in public to your people? Is it going to be okay? And the reason I'm asking is because if you are not charged or not brought in front of Parliament's disciplinary committee for breaking the oath of office, if you are not going to be addressed on incitement of violence, the ordering of assault, like you did before on record saying that EFF members should find police members in their homes and deal with them. You got away with it. There's evidence you did so. You threatened the life of police. And you know what happened, Mr. Malema? They were murdered. Law enforcement, Metro Police and SAPS were murdered, shot to death. After you made your call. It happened before your call, but it escalated. Question: did someone listen to you when you ordered your people to do so against our law enforcement agencies? You weren't charged. Well, on record, under witness, Mr. Malema, I did go charge you. Ek het jou gaan aankla. The day after you said what you said, I walked into a police station in the Western Cape and I had a meeting on record with the then station commander of that police station, a colonel. Hear me well. This is evidence. and I wanted to charge you, and I wanted to come arrest you. Nou hoor gou vir my, arrest you, and then we'll see. Because you said you are untouchable. You said you will have no white man moor you, and then you will go to court many a time. No one wants to moor you, Mr. Malema. Trust me. We want you to abide by the law, which is the only thing we're hanging on to in this country is the law. Law, reg, geregtigheid. Dis al wat ons oor het, because we are a government now of court. You want something done, you go to court. That's what's happening. AfriForum, DA, Vryheidsfront, Solidar, anything you want done in this call must go to court. But we've seen what happens with your outcome. You know what I was told at that said police station? I was told that there was a letter. I saw it, I couldn't take it. From the National Commissioner's office at that stage, the one whom is now fired, which gave an instruction to all station commanders and provincial commissioners that no case may be opened on that matter at any police station. Yes, it was in writing. And that it would be dealt with by the National Commissioner's office. Fact, feite, ek het dit gesien. Should still be on record. Why? Why when you call for the assault and the dealing with police officers, which is a direct threat to our people in uniform that are supposed to uphold the law, you are still free. It makes no sense to us as the normal person. We don't hate you. We don't dislike you. You are making us do that. You are speaking that way. I'm talking on behalf of the normal person. You're making us hate you. But maybe that's what you want. This is dangerous. Peace-loving people can't be threatened like this. And you made it a white thing. This is wrong. We are not going to allow that. Who's we? There's many we. Mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, grandchildren. That's who we are. We want a country not of hate. You are stirring it, and you are not being stopped. Well, Mr. Malema, we are drawing the line in the sand. By all means necessary. I mean, we have a law, don't we? So I'm going to finish now. We are going to fight you now. And when I say fight you, we are going to ask the government and the members of law to stop you. That's phase one. Because that's our right. If they don't, and they don't calm, defend, protect us against you, then I will, and I will. Sorry, take you to caught myself this time as phase 2. And pray and hope that you will then be silenced. You mustn't be in Parliament. You are not fit to be a member of our Parliament. You must be removed by all means necessary. You see, Section 3 counts. Good for you is good for me. But this is ridiculous. This is childish. But we will go through our phases. Now, Mr. Malema, hear me well. Sorry. The school Brackenfell that you went to attack. En jy het goed op julle moer gekry. The police handled you that day. No matter what the aggression was, the way you reacted, you were dealt with. I was there. You see, that school, Mr. Malema, is not a white school. I was there. I went to go meet the parents. I was there waiting for you. You were late and then you never came. But you're quick to threaten. You see, I did not see you at Brackenfell, where conflict was. I didn't see you at Senekal, where the real people met amongst the barbed wire. You were sitting in court next to Becky Cele, while your people had to go do your dirty work. Sorry, I didn't see you at the Phoenix onslaught. So what are you doing? What I did see was a picture where you were thrown out of Parliament. You know that one where you are getting moved and you are hiding like this. That picture I saw. Mr. Malema, don't threaten people with violence and murder. Don't threaten us. Because then you'll be surprised who will stand up to defend themselves. I have that right, by the way. And if you think it's just white people that don't like you, you are very wrong. Die coloureds dink Hulle dink jy's 'n pisang. The Indian community that you attacked in Phoenix and Chatsworth, they think you scum. And the black African population of this country, the majority think you're an idiot. So when you threaten to take this country by all means necessary, the country will suddenly have the most volunteers to join the reserves of the SADF and the police that you have ever seen to protect the sovereignty of this republic against you. Hoor my? Hoor my mooi. Suid-Afrikaners gaan nie toelaat dat jy as 'n rooi klein jelly tot etter vir ons op 'n publieke forum dreig nie. Want ons hart en siel geskiedenis kultuur kom uit oorlog. Jare se oorlog. Jare se dood. Jare se lijksakke wat op waterkloof gesmee en gegooi is met die dood van mense van 18 jaar oud. En elke een van ons wat beklei het, maak nie saak watter kant ons beklei het nie. is 'n patriot en verlief op ons land. Ons geskiedenis sê so. Die blankes in hierdie land het aanvaar dat in 1994 vrede moet kom. Dit is die blankes in hierdie land wat 'n referendum toegestaan het en gesê het, laat daar nou vrede wees. Dit is die blankes. Of het julle vergeet? Nou luister ons na die vegmagte in ons land, die komando-strukture, met respek, die Suidlanders, die Boerelegioen en al die ander komitees wat gestig is, en planne word gemaak. Nou hoor my, dit is nie net blankes wat verdediging nodig het, as hierdie gespuising gebaal ons aanval. Dis ons mense. You see, when it came to the push in Natal, where there was a period of absolute lawlessness, their civilians had to join and stand with the police. The defense force came when it was over. This is evidence. This is evidence. Mr. Malema, stop it now. Stop it. Because what you're doing is wrong. Everybody is telling you that. No one's facing you with it. The DA, the Freedom Front, the UDM, the ICDP, COPE, IFP, Patriotic Alliance, Action SA, Mr. Mashaba. Listen, I'm not in Parliament. I have no authority. I am but in council. What are you doing? When are you going to stop talking? Our people are fearing their lives. You have not come on to press like I am. You have not faced the public. You are not asking for a massive march. You're not taking to the street to show that this is wrong. Ons is moeg van marchman. Moeg van trekkers ry, optogte en vergaderings. Want toe Brendan Honde vermoor word, soos 'n slagdier, toe kom almal by mekaar, bietjie moerig, praat, gesprek, monument. Maar niks anders het gebeur nie. Hy is maar nog net 'n nommer. Mr. President, I will finish with you. My name is Neil de Beer. I fought for your party. I did. 7 years before apartheid, I gave my life to make this a non-racial, non-sexist, non-biased to religion country. I still believe in that. Mr. Ramaphosa, you are under attack for many things. Yes, you are. You are going to conference at the end of this year to run for president again. Publicly, I am now asking you on behalf of many people, not the white people, because I don't have their mandate. They gave their mandate to letter writers, court adjudicators, and people with no guts. Where did that bring us? You are the president. I served your state with all the passion to make this a free country. We sacrificed. Mr. President, can you not see what this man is doing? Right in front of you. Mr. President, I respect your office. Because we are forced to by the Bible to respect our king. Gee die koning wat hom toebehoort. I don't necessarily have to respect the man. For the little respect that I know you as a person, please get up and defend your citizens. Because in your Freedom Charter, which I know by heart, it starts with we the people. And it also says in the ANC Charter that this country belongs to all whom live within it, black and white. It says so in your own Freedom Charter and in the Constitution. I don't want to feel like I feel now, where people talk about war, murder, death, revolution in a country that is so beautiful. We survived nearly 30 years after democracy. We would like to survive another 300 in God's grace. I came on Facebook today to ask for protection and for peace. We don't want a revolution. And specifically, not led by a man who failed woodwork, that does not understand the consequence of what he says, and who has never seen war. I pray to God, the Almighty, that He gives this president, his ministers, the enlightenment to please bring calm and stability, because the people are upset. You might not know it, maar daar's mense wat op hierdie oomblik glad nie wel is nie. Do you blame them? Do you really blame the white people of this country for not fearing when nothing has been done in the past? In conclusion, to us as the people, please, please, abide by the law. Please ask for peace. Pray for it. Because that's all that we can do right now. No one will break the law. But we will, under the Constitution of this country, have the right to defend life, limb, and asset. And we ask the police to perform their constitutional task. Because we, the citizens, demand it. We need it. It's our right. More than this, we cannot ask for. We can only do. The religious leaders of this country, stop being silent. In times of apartheid, you were the ones that were speaking and leading. Where are you today? It is your task according to God. Dit is jou godsdiens. Ons kerklike leiers moet nou praat, want ons is gedreig. Julle moet in die publiek gaan, kerkleiers, manne en vroue van God. Julle moet nou begin lei. I want to thank you for giving me this time on a Monday. A Monday with clearly a weekend of a lot of talk and a lot of anger, fear is built up in a month. I never knew it was so bad. Ek erken ek het nie altyd geweet dat dit so sleg gaan nie. I am not a national leader. I am not a politician. I am but a citizen with an ID number. But irrespective of where I come from, I am under a racial classification as white. As a colored, as an Indian and a black in my soul, I am a South African. And we are all grateful. We are all under pressure. We don't need a lighty in years to come and take away from us, which we so love. And that is a peaceful, democratic, law-abiding nation. Baie dankie vir die tyd. Ek moes dit van my hart af kry. Nie dat ek die enigste mens is wat praat oor hierdie ding nie. Maar is een van die enigste leiers wat tot aksie sal gaan. Om by die staat te staan, ons polisiemanne te beskerm en ons land. Want ons sê tog, ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. In isiXhosa, we should actually change it to say Inkosi Sikelele is South Africa, not Africa. Because it's time that we as South Africans now become patriots and stand together. We can blame the ANC like we want. You see, that is the weird thing, Mr. Malema. You are threatening the wrong power. We are not in power. The failures of everything is not in the hand of a one race that you are attacking. And that gives you the UIM Official National Award for being doof. Vat hom, Frikkie. May God bless you. May God keep you safe. May God give wisdom now to the authorities to act with our support. May God bring His godly hand of peace and protection over our nation. May God look after each and every one of us, our dreams, our plight, our ask and request of freedom, prosperity, and peace. Because that's what we want. If you don't want peace, if you don't want prosperity, and if you cannot move on from hate, you don't belong in this society. You don't belong in leadership. You don't belong in parliament. because you are a shocking shame to us as law-abiding citizens. We will make that clear very soon. Have a blessed week forward. See you Friday. We will update you on the actions taken in public because we are abiding by the law, by all means necessary. Here seën julle, baie lief vir julle. Kyk na julle self. En so tussendeur, tussen al hierdie gemors, vat maar 'n brandewyntjie, 'n biertjie, 'n wyntjie, 'n koeldrankie en 'n sappie en braai daai chops. Ons is Suid-Afrikaners. Ons is deur baie. This is nothing. We just need leaders with guts. Amen. Bye-bye.